All right, in this video, we're going to talk about what is a rotation matrix, the three interpretations, the 3D rotation matrix, and lastly, the rotation matrix operations like multiply, inverse, and transpose. So what is a rotation matrix, the three interpretations? So this right here is a 2D example. We have one frame, which we call frame 1 with the curly braces. This is shown using the solid lines. For the x-axis, we have x1 hat and y1 hat. And the second frame, frame 2, this is x2 hat and y2 hat. So the idea is this frame has been rotated by an angle theta. So now the question is, how do you express this rotated frame relative to the original frame? So here we could read it off actually. So this right here, this is the x2. So the x-axis of frame 2, we could express it using sine and cosine. So we have cosine in the x direction, sine in the y direction. Similarly for y2, how do we express that? So right here we have y2. This is going to be negative sine in the x direction, and then we have cosine in the y direction. So when we put it all together, you can see right here, if I move my head, basically I'll slide over so you can see here, but basically you can see this is going to be, this is the x2, and then this right here is going to be my y2. Okay, so these are my two axes represented in a matrix form, and this is what we call the rotation matrix. So if I scoot over, you can see right here, this is yet another representation. So these are the column vectors x2 and y2 hat. So you could sometimes see it in this notation R12, meaning going from frame 1 to frame 2. This is a rotation matrix that takes it there. Now, here is the first interpretation that we said, right? So describing a rotated frame 2 relative to frame 1. So this is how we've described this rotation, right? And this is one of the most common ways that we use the rotation matrix for interpretation, especially when we're dealing with different robotic frames that we'll see later on. And right here, you can see this is yet another representation. So this right here, we have a vector. So this vector v1. v1 is originally right here. So this is a 1, 0 vector. And the idea is we want to use this rotation matrix to rotate the vector by some angle theta. So when we take this vector and rotate it, what we want to do is take the rotation matrix, multiply it by the vector, and then this will give us our new vector. So you can see right here, this is our final equation here. So v2 is going to be r times v1. Now to complete this example, you could see we've used actual numbers here. This was the rotation matrix that we've derived. And if we were to multiply it out, our final vector is going to be cosine and sine theta, which agrees with what we got previously. So the second interpretation of the rotation matrix, what we saw right now, is rotating a vector. So when you rotate v1 by theta to get v2, this is the equation that you get. So that's our second interpretation. Now, this third interpretation of the rotation matrix is expressing a vector in another frame. So when you want to express v1 in frame 2, that's another way you can look at it. So here, if we look at our same vector here, it's the same idea. Instead of rotating it, you're just saying, how can we describe this vector in a different frame? Or how do we express v1 in a rotated frame? So it's essentially the same idea. You're rotating a vector, but now you're kind of viewing it from a different frame. Now for the 3D rotation matrix, let's see what that's all about. So if we look here, this is our 2D rotation matrix, which we've derived. The 3D rotation matrix introduces one more component. This one right here is the z component. So in this specific case, it's going to be 0, 0, 1, because we actually find that the two z-axes for the two frames is actually the same axis, so it's pointing in the same direction. So when it rotates about the z-axis doesn't change. So here's a visual of this frame being rotated about the z-axis by some angle theta here, okay? So this is going to be the 3D rotation matrix. And you could do the same process to derive the other rotation matrix. So this is the rotation matrix about the x-axis, where the x remains the same, 1, 0, 0. You have the rotation about the y-axis, where the y-axis remains the same. You can see the 1 in the second component. Notice the 1 in the first component here, and then the rotation about the z-axis, which is the one we just saw, where we have the 1 in the third component. So the most generic form of a rotation matrix is going to be this right here, a 3x3 matrix with 3 elements in it. And based on this one of these different forms that we see here, we could identify the type of rotation that we're dealing with. So rotation matrix operations can include different things like multiply, inverse, and transpose, which will be very helpful in many applications. So when you want to rotate about z, y, and then x, you have to pay attention to the order of operations. You first have the z, then the y, and then the x, because the idea is you normally multiply by some vector v here, and you're doing the rotation like this order that you see here. So it goes inwards, then outwards. And of course, the order matters. So when you do Rx times Ry, it's not the same thing as Ry times Rx. And the inverse is a transpose. So this is actually a very nice property of it, which makes the computation very light. So when you want to go between frames, like let's say from frame 1 to frame 2, and you want to go back and forth, you just need to take the transpose of the 2 rotation matrices. And for part 2, members only video, I'm actually going to have a deep dive example using the UR robot, specifically explaining the rotation matrix with a Ross example. So I will leave a link in the video description. And in the next video in the series, I will be covering Euler angles. And if you want to have the full course documentation and code, I have a link in my video description. This is going to be on my website. You could check it out. This will have all the course material that I'm going through in this video right here and the rest of the series. And I also have a Master's Robotics and AI bundle, as well as a Robotics Projects bundle. I'm going to leave the link in the video description. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Kevin. I've been doing robotics and AI for 10 plus years and have lots of resources here. Make sure to check it out. And most importantly, you want to join the membership here. Just choose Robotics Builders. This is going to give you all the deep dive to the videos that I'm doing, as well as the robotics course that I'm covering right here in this series. So make sure to check it out and join the membership.